We have the Tamron 20 to 40 millimeter f2.8 Di3 VXD, and this is for Sony mirrorless. Am I correct?
That is correct. And I
Awesome.
actually put it on my own Sony camera so that you could see the size of it when it's actually attached to a camera. So you get a good sense and feel of how big this lens actually is. And you can fit this on any Sony mirrorless camera. The 20 to 40 millimeters is just a really good range to use. And I like that range a lot, especially if you want to go somewhere you don't want to take a lot of equipment with you. This 20 to 40 range is really good. Let me just detach it from the camera real quick so you can see the actual size of this when it's collapsed down. Super small lens, great to use. It has a great feel to it. And what I love about Tamron is that they give you a lot of reach in just a small package. And a lot of times you're going to save hundreds of dollars by going through them, and you're not going to sacrifice any quality when it comes to a Tamron lens. And in just a second, when we go, we're going to feature another Tamron lens next. And then I'll show you kind of some other things that, because I love Tamron and use them all the time. What I love about these lenses is that the focus ring and the zoom ring are super smooth. I never feel like I'm going to slip in and out of a depth of field or a focus depth that I'm getting or any kinds of range that I'm getting with my lens. These are also really good in weather. I've taken these out in a lot of different weather, high heat, low cold, lots of humidity, some rain. They are weather proofed. But nothing in photography is actually 100% weather sealed. We'll get to that with another one of our products. So I do like taking my gear out into the elements, and I've never really had an issue with Tamron before. Not that I would like dunk it in the water or anything, but they are really good lenses to use. And like I said, with a lens like this, like a 20 to 40, it's not going to add any real size to your camera that much. But with this, what you can do is on a trip, you can easily take wide angle shots at 20 millimeters, and then you can take some mid-range shots at 40 millimeters, and you're only taking one tiny lens in your bag. You could literally, if you were going on a trip across seas, if you're going on a plane, this would easily fit in your bag. You could easily take this with you wherever you are going and get some really high quality shots. Not only that, a lot of these lenses that come with a big zoom range, and if you have any questions on these lenses, please send them in so we can answer those and get you the information that you need to know on these. Is a lot of times when you're getting a zoom range of like 20 to 40 millimeters, you're sacrificing some speed in your lens and you're sacrificing how wide that max aperture can be. I think with Tamron, a lot of times you're not sacrificing that, and you're not sacrificing quality and speed in a lens as well. So when you look at these 20 to 40 f2.8, that's a really wide aperture that you can use. So you can easily use the 2.8 at 20 millimeters or 40 millimeters and get really crisp shots. So if you want those blurred backgrounds, if you want a lot of range in your shots, if you even want to shoot at night with this lens, you can easily do that. Find the Milky Way, shoot stars. It's a great lens to use when we're talking about a wider lens to a mid-range lens when you're using this. So again, really compact lens, easy to use, easy to figure out. And, you know, you can take this anywhere you want to go and have it right in your bag on the ready for any moment that you want to capture. The Tamron 20 to 40 f2.8 is an amazing lens, no matter what kind of outdoor photography you use, from landscapes all the way to travel photography. I would even, you know, take this as a wide angle option on a safari because it has so much zoom capability in it.
You actually just answered the question that came in. Bailey was asking, what would you be shooting with this lens? So you offered a couple suggestions there. Do you want to elaborate a bit for people that are curious?
Sure, sure. So when you're dealing with a lens like this for landscapes, you would probably have it more on the 20 millimeter range for it because you're looking for those wider shots. And then when you're doing something even to small scenes, I like, a lot of times I like to shoot straight down on the ground with a lot of detail shots in my outdoor photography. And for that, I'd zoom in to about 40 millimeters to get that zoom in there. With something like travel photography, though, I took a similar lens out to where I live and captured a lot of places around the square, around the main street that is in my hometown. And I really enjoyed using a lens up to 40 millimeters and getting that range in there with travel. And with travel, you can get wide shots just walking down the street. You can easily change this in and out. For something like wildlife, this is a really good wide option because, a few years ago, we did a trip with Outdoor Photography Guide to Kenya into the savannah and photographed all different kinds of wildlife. And there were moments I remember getting my wide angle on my camera and taking photos of lions that were right up next to our safari vehicle. So you can easily use this with a good range from 20 to 40 to get good shots that are right up next to you. And with those wildlife shots, especially close range, using the f2.8 with this would give you a really nice blurred background if you were getting low to the ground, not too low. You don't want to, get out of the car with lions right next to it or anything, but you get a good background with that with the 2.8. So those are some good options for you. When you're dealing with night photography, a lot of times you want it with that widest view possible so you can see the max amount of like Milky Way or stars that are in the sky. So you're dealing more with that 20 millimeter using the f2.8 max aperture to just let in all that light that's coming in.